Hey, here we go.
Yo. Number 16.
Yo, we here now.
Yo, we getting it in.
I know, right?
We're grinding.
All right.
We're about our business.
Yes, we are.
We're hitting them with that weekly content.
Yes, weekly. We're trying.
If you don't know, I'm No Justin No Peace.
And I'm Lou Rivers.
And this is the Loose Candace Podcast. Every week we hitting you with the topics on entertainment, pop culture, politics, movies, and how they all intersect.
Yes, we are. We hitting you hard.
That's right. We are primarily a movie review podcast.
Yes.
That means every week we go out to the theaters.
Oh, yes.
And we watch a movie.
Yeah, I do it all day, every day.
That's right. And we come back and we have these conversations. And we share our conversations with you guys. Listen, it's great to be back with you another week, guys. Listen, if you're on YouTube right now, make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
And if you can comment, please.
Please.
Let us know what you think.
That's right. Join in on the conversation because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to increase the conversation that people have about movies because that's a part of the cinematic experience.
Yes, it is.
All right. So every week, guys, we start our conversation off with talking about things that went on in social media this week in social.
Here we go.
Listen, we send each other stuff back and forth.
Yes,
because we're plugged in to the socials.
Yes,
you know we have our Casplin phone. What was it? Casbon phone.
Yeah.
So sick while black.
Yo, all right, I just got to see this today. So
this is crazy, bro, because it's like just common sense and common deduction, deductive reasoning would say, you know what, when you take those tests, it's like agree, strongly agree, likely, highly unlikely.
Right.
All right. So homeboy, there's a brother. He's walking. I don't know where he is.
I think it's Plymouth,
yeah.
I think it's
But he has on a hospital gown.
Yes.
And his boxer shorts. He has an IV connected to his arm, and he's strolling with the IV. He's with another friend or another of his brother.
I'm gonna leave when the fuck I want to.
You don't even have to talk to him like that.
What?
Okay. Excuse me. Is Jen up there? I just spoke to Jen.
Hey.
Not giving permission to leave the hospital. But nobody said we're leaving. Okay, we're gonna go to the car. Well, you're on city property, not hospital property. He took me up hospital property.
Look at him. He got the biggest smile on his face. Bitch, you're sad. Bitch, you sad. You're sad. You got the biggest smile.
Yes.
And apparently he's approached by a police officer. Not a police officer. He's approached by a security guard from maybe the hospital.
Yes.
And the security guard is convinced that this dude is taking the IV to sell it on eBay, which is interesting.
That's still connected to him.
That's still connected to him, ladies and gentlemen, still in his body. Now, to understand that the brother is in the hospital because he has pneumonia.
Double pneumonia.
Double
I never
pneumonia.
heard that, but double pneumonia. I don't know what it is.
And then you get
asthma. Double pneumonia and asthma.
That's right. And so it's really horrible for him.
Yes.
He says that the doctor said, you need to walk around.
Yeah.
You got to walk around. Now, I've heard that. Walking is very important. So.
And I mean, he's not going far. He's in his gown. I don't even think he has shoes on.
I don't think so either.
I think he has like the slippers or whatever.
Yes.
But yeah.
I'm assuming he didn't want to walk just on the floor.
Right. Let me get some sunlight.
Let me get some sunlight.
Something.
Vitamin D got to be good for me, right?
Right?
Yeah. Sunlight, Let me get some of that. Let me soak in the nature's natural healing properties. No.
Nah.
No.
Nah.
The John McClane of security guards says, hey, I know what you're up to.
Hey, you're gonna go and
sell that on eBay.
Specifically. I seen your profile, Jordan 2357.
That's right. So he calls the cops on him. Now, of course, most people be like, well, the cops will figure it out from here.
Right.
They'll do the right thing.
Exactly.
The cops are like, we believe you, security guard. This man who is admitted to a hospital.
Yes.
Still admitted to a hospital.
Next to the hospital.
Not necessarily on. I mean, hospitals are big.
Right.
We can't really get the full landscape of how far
he's on the sidewalk at the time.
He's on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, you can't be out here. It's illegal
to leave the hospital.
No statute for it. No, absolutely no statute.
Anybody who's ever been to a hospital, believe me, you're doing illegal activities if you left.
Now,
go back.
This is the question for everybody out there. It's illegal to leave with things that you got from the hospital? Which is really interesting. So if they put a Band-Aid on me at the hospital, before I cross that boundary, I need to rip it off.
He's stealing
Band-Aids. Oh, so most people are going to be like, well, a Band-Aid and an IV are not the same thing. They're hospital property. So if there is a statute that is covering this unique type of theft, then the details of that statute needs to be explained.
Right. Well, I was about to say, I mean, technically, you haven't paid for it if they didn't charge the insurance.
If they didn't charge the insurance yet.
I'm just saying.
So until the insurance sends that check, you're stealing the whole time.
Yeah, you stealing.
Now, this is the perfect example of people who are overzealous and imagine all kinds of criminals.
Yes.
Now, there may be people who are selling IVs online.
Yes.
But doesn't mean it's him. And the likelihood of you to leave in your underwear
with your property still inside,
with your property still at the hospital, they know you, they have all your information,
right?
And the IV still in your arm for you to sell it on eBay. Like, I wonder if the security guard understands that eBay is online. So if he wanted to sell, he could have taken the picture and sold it and then put it in somebody's car in the parking lot.
It wasn't the buy it now feature. He's supposed to just go send it. That's what it was. Yeah.
Listen, the whole story ends. We're going to upload it on our YouTube and our social media. But the brother gets arrested.
Yes.
The police,
him and the brother.
Him and the brother.
Both get arrested.
Him and the brother for apparently a crime of stealing an IV, and they take the IV out of his arm. Now, listen, I'm no lawyer. But I'm sure there's got to be some HIPAA violations in this whole situation. Even if they brought a nurse out to do this,
right.
I'm pretty sure the nurse wasn't supposed to do it on the sidewalk.
Right.
So if the nurse did it, I'm pretty sure that nurse is now violating some things. They wanted him arrested so bad they couldn't imagine, okay, we got to bring you back into the hospital and we're going to run the investigation.
Right. We're not even going to take you back to the hospital to get the information.
Yes.
The cop goes, well, you're not on hospital property now. You're on city property, you're getting arrested.
What? Isn't the hospital on city property? Listen, I don't understand borders that well either. But the worst comes to worst, the gentleman obviously has pneumonia. That's fluid in the lungs. Double pneumonia, double the fluid in the lungs. So maybe it's in both lungs. And he has asthma. He has a prescribed inhaler. They don't send the inhaler in the same vehicle he's in.
Oh, yes.
They send it in another vehicle. He has an asthma attack.
He has a seizure.
A seizure.
That brings on the asthma attack.
Then brings on the asthma attack inside the cruiser, and they still didn't want to give him medical attention. This is an outrageous miscarriage of justice, and there's no way at any point, if any of these things happen, I don't care if they were trying to steal the IV. No. Once you still say, we're not going, even if he had pneumonia and he was trying to steal the IV, it's wrong to keep him from getting the medical attention that he needed.
You're right.
This is disgusting.
I am going to make sure when I get discharged from a hospital, all my paperwork is straight.
All of it.
I'm going to make sure that I go head to toe, make sure I ain't got no...
I figured it out. Listen, before you leave the hospital, the nurse has to slap a paid sticker on your body. You know when you get those big items?
I can't get that stamp on my forehead.
Yes.
Paid.
You know when you get those big items at the grocery store they don't want to put in the bag? Like a jug of water? Slap a paid sticker on it. It's like, he's good. He's clear.
All right, he's good to go.
I've paid for everything every service that I got. Wow. All right, so listen, the week just got a little bit crazier. How many years ago was this Eric Garner situation?
Gosh, it's at least half a decade now, right? At least
5 years. Is it?
It's got to be almost.
Maybe 5 years. It's been a while for the Eric Garner situation in New York. If you don't know the situation, you slacking. Google it, Eric Garner.
I can't breathe.
Yeah, I can't breathe.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be 5 years. Wasn't LeBron still on the Heat?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Right. So the NYPD union is just getting more slimy.
Just a little bit.
I believe
Just a little.
was it a particular representative for the NYPD union? The lawyers are trying to argue as a part of their argument for the murder of Eric Garner.
I laugh because I just can't believe this stuff happened.
That he would have died anyway because he was obese. So basically what I'm saying is fat people out there, your life is expendable.
Yes.
Because you ate too much tacos and cheeseburgers that even though when the police come and they put their arms around your neck and choke you out and then compress on you as they're applying excessive amount of pressure and they asphyxiate you, they will blame it on
you.
Yeah,
it's all your fault.
this is the world we're in.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yep.
But I had this argument the other day, and I think that police unions should not be allowed to be involved in any of these cases because I wonder if any other union in any other capacity represents their worker against the actual people they're there to
protect.
Well, let's say
Well, no.
Let's
If you're supposed to, even if you're supposed to bring down a criminal, you're still trying to protect them from themselves.
Well, what the point that I'm making is about unions in particular. Say you work at Stop and Shop,
right?
And you're in the Stop and Shop union,
yes,
right? And while you're at work, you attack a customer. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's the union's job to step in to protect you,
right?
When you attack the customer,
right?
It's the union's job to be there for you against leadership, against management, against the board, and to go against those rules, not the law of the land, the inside rules. Did you comply with as an employee, not as a person who's serving another person? So unions should not even have a foothold, and I don't see any other unions involved in situations like this besides the police union.
Correct.
The Fraternal Order of Police. It's really odd how we've allowed this to happen.
It's a real difficult slippery slope.
It's a very slippery slope
for a police officer to believe that they're doing a job that is within the rules and confines of the law, but be outside of the law when they do what would be guilty if a civilian did it.
Yes.
That is the difficulty part of it. And to understand, I understand that the union steps in, and this is why I can see why they're so for union stepping in, is because if they can prevent it from even becoming an indictment, then it saves the person.
Then it saves them.
And it's just like, this is where I can see if it was in the scope of, okay, well, maybe he was in the rules and regulations of, we have to be better with being aggressive towards, this is how things should be done, and we're not just going to be okay with over excessive force in any degree.
Yes.
Because if we can see scenarios where, it was handled appropriately, I'll take if you becoming a cop is about the bravery, be brave.
Be brave.
Be cautious.
Yes.
It's I hate that idea where it's just like, I'm just trying to make sure I get home at the end of the night. If your idea is to be safe and you don't put bravery first, don't become a cop. Don't do that. Don't do it.
Cop.
Don't do a job that's not for you.
How hard is that to understand?
Paychecks.
Their job is not to come home.
Yeah.
Their job is literally, you wouldn't want a bodyguard.
Right.
If I'm paying a bodyguard, you wouldn't want a bodyguard to say, well, listen, I was just trying to come home.
Right. If it's between
he had a knife.
If it's between you and me, no, that's
your job.
Right.
Your job. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. The Eric Garner situation is crazy. It keeps unfolding to be crazier. It's just, all of these situations that are happening in our society are just opening our eyes to all of the problems that we really do have. And if we don't zero in on it, it's only going to exacerbate and get worse.
Right.
And that's what's happening. We got to stop acting like everybody's a hero. Right. Everybody's not a hero. Everybody's a human. They're all human beings, and we're all fallible, and therefore we are supposed to have things in place to take care of these individuals who are fallible.
Right.
And in this situation, we've seen it on camera. We watched it happen.
Right.
And they're trying to tell us your eyes are lying to you.
But this is my thing. If he's obese, so what? Let
So
him die on his
what?
own time. You know?
That's right. That's right.
We kind of did him a favor by taking him out early.
I got to get the numbers because everybody keeps saying that everybody's just dying of obesity. And it's like I need the numbers of people who were obese that died of heart disease and people who weren't obese that died of heart disease. Because I'm pretty sure cancer's killing a lot of people and it got nothing to do with weight.
Yeah, you're right.
It got nothing to do with weight. There's a lot of things. Obesity just keeps getting this, yeah, fat man, you're going to die. I see a lot of old fat people. A lot of old fat people.
Yep.
It's not getting people as fast as we want to say they are.
You're right. You ever seen Fluffy's last comedy? He talks about how he stopped having the sugars, but he started having more beef. So he was like, if it's the difference between diabetes and cholesterol, diabetes takes less than 5 years, cholesterol takes you about 10. So I got another 5 years.
Wow.
Oh, said makes sense.
That's a good one.
Makes sense.
Math. Hey.
Where
All
we
right.
at?
So our commander in chief. He's made a lot of statements. He did an interview with, I believe, George Stephanopoulos. Yes. And he was specifically asked about the Central Park 5. He was asked about the ads that he took out. We did a whole episode on the Central Park 5.
2 parts. Go check it out.
When they see us, check it out. It's everywhere. Link in the description. This was a perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
This was an alley-oop. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't understand that, that's when someone gives you, basically puts it over the rim, and then you just take it. Go
straight to the hole.
Go straight to the hole. This was the alley-oop for Trump to actually be a human being.
Yes.
For him to show some humanity. To potentially get some people of color on his side. For potentially to get some...
With the election coming up.
With the election coming up. An alley-oop. He said, get that. No.
He thought he was on defense.
He thought he was on defense. Yeah. He got it wrong. That's your teammate.
He showed his
true colors.
His true colors. His narcissism.
His narcissism. And I think that might be one of the most dangerous things. Yeah. People who can't say I'm sorry. Right. People who
can't say I'm wrong.
Can't say I'm wrong.
I'm wrong.
Very dangerous people. Yeah. Very dangerous people because
who can't be humble.
He did the good people on both sides thing.
Yeah.
He said there were people who are on the other side of this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't hear our last episode, you will understand that there are just facts.
Right.
There are clear-cut facts, DNA evidence.
Yes.
If you were in a situation, you would say, get the DNA evidence.
Right.
I did not touch that person. We have the DNA evidence. They did not touch that person.
We've got proof.
But we're convinced, people are convinced that we can just simply say alternative facts, and there's people on the other side. And the sad part is some people are really falling for it.
And they're okay with it.
They're okay with it.
So what did Trump say? Trump did not apologize when asked about how he felt about the Central Park 5.
That's right.
He did not say that they were innocent. He said something along the lines of what he's been saying the last couple of times that he's been asked is, well, they confessed. So what are they guilty of if they confessed?
Yes.
Or the whole, well, we have 2 stories now.
Now, granted, he didn't have access to those confessions prior to the time he took out the ads.
Right.
Because the court case had not happened yet.
Right. So, but that's where we're at. And hopefully in 2020 we can have someone else. Hopefully better. That's the preference.
Actually not that.
No. It's just
we got a lot of good candidates. I think we have a lot of good candidates. We have a lot of good ideas on the table. I believe there's a lot of interesting people who are interested in taking this country into a great direction. But there's people who just don't understand truth and non-truth.
Yes.
we literally live in a world where people have their own truth,
Always.
and that's scary.
Right.
That's scary. And it's like, I don't know if in school we're not understanding how actual facts work. We're not understanding how actual science work, investigation, vetting of information, but that's not happening.
Right.
And it's very scary. And we're moving into what the books were talking about. This Orwellian situation, and it's really, really interesting.
Oh, we're here now.
We're here now. And I mean, I'm kind of on the firearm people now. I'm like, listen, just prepare for the zombies.
Yep.
And in my opinion, the zombies aren't going to be undead. They're just going to be people controlled by chips, by
artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence.
Hey, I like how you did that. I like how you did that. Okay.
I just weaved that in. I just weaved that in, people, because today's episode, the movie that we went to see was Child's Play, but we'll get to that in a little bit. All right, so
this week in racism. Oh,
this week in racism.
Yo.
Okay.
I always be like, this week we gonna get through with nothing. I promise you, there's not gonna be an issue.
Nope.
I mean, there's not gonna be something so big and grand that it came over social media.
Guys, we don't like doing this. We want to come on and say, this week in racism. Nope, everybody's been hugging and kissing. We're all loving, having interracial babies, and we're moving on in our society, and we're half capitalists, half socialists, and everything is great.
We was high-fiving out there.
We just high-fiving. It's like, white man.
Oh, hump day.
Man, hug.
Yeah,
hug.
one of those.
It's not happening. Right. People are just hunkering down in their bias, and they're using the color of law.
And there's a camera everywhere.
And they don't care.
Nah.
Because there's people that just believe. You know what? I don't think that these people actually believe the narrative.
Right.
I believe that the people are like, my bias kicked in. I don't like that person. That person's probably guilty of something.
Right.
Even though I know they're not guilty of the thing that they're saying, they're probably guilty of something.
Right. So we have Riding While Black. A young man is riding his bike at night.
Yes.
Going from job to job.
Job to job. 2 jobs.
He's going from job to job.
2 jobs.
And the police pull him over.
Yeah.
Ask me why.
Why did the police pull him over, Lewis?
Because he didn't have a proper light. I didn't say he didn't have no light. He didn't have the proper light.
There's
his phone, on his bike.
On his bike.
To ride at nighttime. Ask me what he was using.
I mean, but you said that he didn't have a proper light.
But he had light.
But he had a light. So what light was he using?
He was using a flashlight.
So
that
a light.
People could see him coming and going. Because you have to ride with lights at night in most states.
I've never had a problem seeing a flashlight.
Me neither. But I mean, regardless.
Yes.
He's riding. They pull him over. Citation ticket, maybe. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's
no
what would
problem.
happen. No, we're going to arrest you.
No way.
No, we're going to arrest you.
No way.
Nah, seriously.
But I got to get to work.
Nah. Look. Officer, can I walk to work? No. We gonna arrest you for not having the proper light on your bike to go to work. Look. I could call my job. Look.
Yes.
If you're a servant of the community, you would ask me, hey, let's put the bike in the trunk. I'll drop you off.
How far are you from here? You're a mile down the road? No problem.
Even the guy said, I chose to ride the bike because my license is suspended.
I can't drive.
I have a car at home.
I can't drive.
I can't drive. I'm following the law.
Yes.
Nah, we gonna arrest you.
Now, when people got to understand is when you look at these laws, there's something called following the color of the color of the law. Now, that speaks to, if I may be using the wrong term, that speaks to the purpose of the law. Mm-hmm. The purpose of the law is not to just get everybody off the street and arrest them because they don't have the proper light. The purpose of the law is to keep people safe, to keep the bicyclist safe.
Right.
Not anybody else, because it doesn't really affect anybody else as much as it affects the bicyclist. Because if a car hits the bicyclist is dead.
Right.
Not the person in the car. So that is the real danger. So with that understanding, they thought that it was fit to arrest the person who the law was supposed to protect.
Correct.
That is idiotic.
Yes, it is.
That requires either an extreme amount of bias or an extreme amount of ignorance.
Or both.
Or both. Or both. So as we see these situations consistently pop up with people using their bias and their extreme amount of ignorance just to arrest someone. Now, I'm pretty sure there was a murder going on. Why? Because statistically there's murders going on, rapes, robberies. But they decide to use their time to arrest a person heading to work.
Right.
Now, I find it very hard to believe that the only reason why they pulled him over was because of the faulty light. Now, let me ask you a question, the audience and yourself. Let's change the image of him to an old lady, an old white lady in her 80s. Do you think they would have arrested her and taken her to jail?
No. I personally don't think so. But
Yes.
one of the things that
Let's change it to a child. A 5-year-old child was out on the street,
juvenile
with
They're
no
gonna
light
take her to
on,
juvenile.
riding their bike. They'd be like, where are your parents?
Right.
We need to find your address and take you home. So now, if the law is the law and that child didn't have a light on, why would they not arrest him? Okay, so the logic comes into play. They're probably saying, hey, well, no, this is a child. We want to protect the child. We want to make sure the child is safe. So they disregard all those things when they approach people of color. And that's based off of bias, whether it's age bias, whether it's gender bias, or whether it's a racial bias. All of those things come into play in different proportions. And we watched it play out in this situation, and it's disgusting.
Right. My biggest thing is, all right, this is the circle of the community, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm a police officer.
Yep.
All right. And my job is to bring down crime.
Uh-huh.
That's my first and foremost thing. My other thing is to not waste tax dollars because that provides more things for the community.
True.
Right? Okay. I stop somebody. Faulty light.
Yeah.
Going job to job. We can verify this. We can call. We can go to both jobs. We can make sure that he's telling the truth. Right?
Yes.
I'm going to arrest him. We're going to take him down there. Do all these things that have to be done. Correct?
Yep.
And we end up taking him to, he overnight may lose his job.
Yep.
Has whatever may happen. Let's say he has central booking, goes to court. Case gets thrown out over this silliness, right?
Yes.
Even if it doesn't, chances are it's a ticket, a citation of some sort.
Yes.
How did I just help the community out by this whole ring around? Probably cost more than the citation itself.
Way more.
The dude lost his job, can't pay for the citation, gets a warrant later on because he couldn't pay for the citation, which now became a bench warrant of some sort.
Yes.
Now he's doing some illegal activities to try to pay for what had just happened.
Yes.
How did I just do my first initial job, which is to bring down crime?
You didn't. You didn't. You actually cost the community hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you people don't understand, courts, everybody is getting paid while you're in the court, whether it's the bailiff, the judge, the cop, the officer has to come and testify. Now there's lawyers involved. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars for something that is ridiculous.
Exactly.
Something that could have just been handled by a human being saying, hey, I'm going to take the bike, put it in the back. I'll get you to work, but you can't be out here tomorrow without the light. Listen, I'll show you a picture of what the light needs to look like.
Right.
Here, listen, let's go on Amazon. oh, the light on Amazon, you can get it in 2 days. It's $20. It's
Right.
$20, $30. So you can go down to Target. You can go down to Target and put it on your bike. I want you to be safe. Let's make sure you get to work tonight. Okay, we're not going to worry about it tonight. You probably need to take an Uber until the light comes.
Right.
All right? You understand? Simple. Now, we solved it as human beings. As human beings, we took care of the situation.
For the
Guy's
community.
still off the street. Everybody's safe.
Everybody knows better.
Everybody knows better.
Not
Because he
wasting
might not have
$6.
known.
Right.
He might have just thought you just need a light.
Right.
And when he gets into court, the judge is probably going to throw it out. Or maybe not. Maybe it's a $20 citation.
Depends on if the whole community has a bias.
Yes. But if he loses his job, what is he going to do?
Can't pay the citation.
Can't pay the citation, warrant. And then let's say he gets arrested. Now you cost the community more thousands of dollars to house him. Now, my personal feeling, maybe this is conspiracy theory, Justin.
I think so.
I believe that people are actually interested in funding all of these things.
Right.
I think people are actually interested in perpetuating these simple citations to have people go into jails because that is how they fund their interests.
Right.
COs do not want empty prisons. Wardens don't want empty prisons. Prison companies don't want empty prisons. Judges don't want empty courtrooms. Bailiffs don't want empty courtrooms. Neither do lawyers. There's all a perverse incentive to keep people flowing through the system.
Right.
Because if we all want to be safe, we want lawyers not to be doing shit. We want judges not to be doing shit. We want bailiffs just sitting around because there's nobody committing any offenses.
Right.
But no, if I get you in and I get you in on this citation, at the minimum, I get that citation cost. And if I can keep getting that citation, that's funding a lot of communities.
Yes.
It's funding a lot of police departments. It's perverse.
It is. Well,
But listen,
it's a lot
that was
for
this
you.
week in racism. It's hard out here for a pimp. He couldn't even be on his bike to get to work. Like, literally. He was in scrubs, people. We're going to put the video up. The gentleman was in scrubs.
You could catch it. Check it out.
Check it out.
Alrighty.
All right, so we're moving around. We're moving on down to our main event.
Yes.
Our main event. We did something a little bit different.
Sure did.
We don't generally do this genre. We did something kind of in this genre. We went to see a remake.
Yes.
We do remakes,
Yes, we do.
but in the horror genre.
Okay.
Something
I'm
from
with you.
our childhood.
Yes.
What year was it? What year?
Gosh, 1980. I can't even tell.
That was
88,
around our time.
88,
Okay, I was 2
88.
years old. That was around our time, but we watched it.
Sure did.
We watched the original. We watched a couple of the other ones, Bride and Chucky, all that stuff. We went to
So
see
what we watch?
Child's Play.
Woo-hoo. Yeah, man.
Listen, I personally, I think it's a documentary about Jeff Bezos.
Yo.
We'll get into it.
All right, I like
This
it.
is, for me, is the biggest argument against AI.
Yeah. This was the end of dolls in my
This
house.
is it.
End of dolls in my house.
I
So I
already
know.
have it.
Yeah.
I already have a problem. All right, so we went to see Child's Play, guys.
Yes.
Chucky, if you don't know.
Yes.
They flipped it, though.
Yeah, yo. I was glad at what they kept, and I was
Yep.
glad at what they changed.
Uh-huh.
I was just like, okay, this is a movie for today.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
I definitely got that. We didn't. I mean, like, I definitely was looking forward to the day do it, them
yeah,
bella.
yeah.
Give me the power back. I was like, ooh, man, we about to
Yep.
get. Nah, they didn't have that, y'all. Sorry. So if you wanted to hear that chant,
Yes.
didn't quite happen.
Yes, it wasn't any voodoo stuff,
Nah, no voodoo. This
but it
time.
was AI.
Yo.
And all I can think while I'm watching the movie is I might be too fucking plugged in.
Yep.
Because I got my thermostat upstairs. That's
Oh, you got a
plugged
Nest?
in.
You
I
got
got
a
a Nest. I got a Nest. Chucky can turn that shit
Yep.
up on me. I just
Yep.
be baking.
Uh-huh.
I be baking. I have a Google Home Mini.
Look, everything's in the cloud now.
Everything is in the cloud.
Yep.
All my
You're
news. I don't got any
connected.
news.
Yeah.
But all my news.
All right, man.
all my
right, if you
news.
say so, man.
If the news scanners get popular, first reactions for Child's Play? When you sat down, what did you think you were gonna watch?
Oh man, I was like, "Ooh, this movie about to be a -2."
Yes.
It's gonna be low. Like I was
Yes.
just like, I can't believe we doing this
I
stupid
know.
ass movie.
I know. I almost flipped it. I was like, maybe we should go see Anna.
Yeah, I see.
But
I
I'm
was thinking that too. I
But
was
I'm
like,
let's watch something horror.
yeah.
And I mean, this
Go with an open mind, low
go
expectations.
open mind, low expectations. There's not many horror films that get me.
Right.
There's horror films that sit in certain categories, and I'll split them up. Like there's just the gore.
Right.
There's just the gore horror.
Right.
The Saw that's just really like
It's just gory. It's not.
That's it.
You got your little thriller. You got your like, oh,
Yes.
this is scary. Like this is scary.
yeah.
For me, this was like, oh, this is creepy. Like
This is creepy.
This is definitely like,
This is
okay,
creepy.
I
Yep.
can.
This is creepy.
I can feel this.
Yep.
You know. So
There's the psychological horror. You got The
Yes.
Shining. You got stuff like Invitation on Netflix. That shit was really
yeah,
good.
Invitation was good.
I also like horror with real people, not kind of like possessed characters.
Right.
Horror with people who are just evil.
Yeah.
Makes it even better.
Yeah, because you could be like, oh, I could see that.
I can see that.
Right.
I can see
And
that.
I think that's what they kind of did with Chucky.
They
like,
did
they were
do
kind of
it.
like, oh.
he
so-
learned everything from
Right.
them.
I mean, if you know anything about machine learning, computer learning, then you're just like, oh,
What are
yeah.
they listening to?
Right.
I got the Google Home Mini, and every once in a while, the first 2 weeks we was just like, Google, turn on YouTube. Google, turn up.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while, it just whatever. So it's still on. And then every once in a while, we'll just be saying regular stuff, and it'll be like, oh, did not understand that. It's like, you listening, huh, bitch?
Uh-huh.
You listening, huh, bitch? If you listening, fuck Trump. So, but it's like we're plugged in.
Yeah.
We're plugged in. And one of the really interesting things is after we watched the movie, I watched everybody,
Everyone
and they
got
all jumped on their mobile
yeah.
communication device.
Yep.
We have a global tracker in our pockets. We have things that know where we are. Every piece of technology that they used in here is kind of already out.
Oh, it was basically This Is Life. Other than
This Is Life.
the little doll that could do anything, we got little robots. Like it's
Yes.
true. I was just like, the moment that they can make out a little My Buddy doll,
Yes.
that's it.
And it was one company, and I think
Yeah.
that's the most sinister thing.
Yeah.
It's because when you have a whole bunch of different companies, then you can't be all plugged in.
Right.
But it was just one company. And it felt a little,
Yeah.
Google Home Mini, Google connected to the
They got
NAS,
the little
Google
robot, they got
They got the
everything.
little
Yeah.
robot cleaned up
Okay.
dust after you.
Yep.
What if it shoot a little dart just right in your leg? iRobot,
Yeah.
fuck you.
That's exactly what I was like, man, I'm gonna be like Will Smith or iRobot out here.
That's it,
you
yo.
know? So, but nah, I mean, the way that they did it and they turned it into like, so basically the guy who's creating the doll is getting fired or whatever. He takes all the safety measures off the
Everything.
computer so that the implant that's going into the little My Buddy doll.
Yes.
All right, he wilding out now, and there's all the computer learning, and there's no safety protocols.
No safety protocols.
He going wild out. Chucky's created,
That's
and I was
right.
just like, yo, whoever did that, they smart.
This
Like,
is
whoever
genius.
yeah.
It's like it's taking the cap off of a car. Like a car can be a vehicle that's very safe, 30, 40 miles an hour, 10 and 2. But then if you floor that shit and just let go,
Right.
a lot of
Because
people
that's
dead.
exactly. It's just like you have a Tesla
Yes.
that auto drives,
Ooh.
but it knows speed limits, it knows this, it knows that. But if you took all those safety measures off and you got in the car,
It's
I
a
was like,
death machine.
I got to get to work as quickly as possible.
Death machine.
That car's gonna go like 160, 170 miles per hour.
That's right. It's
No,
a death
no
machine.
safety protocols, no nothing. Oh, he's got to get to work on time.
That's right.
And that's exactly what. And the thing that I loved that it did was, all right. So obviously, when you first get whatever, like your little computer AI, you know, you can name your Google, you can name your Siri, you can
Yep.
rename, and it's like it implants on you. So it's like, all right, it's gonna know you, you're
Yes.
gonna know it, and that's exactly
Your
what
thumbprint. Your
that's exactly
thumbprint.
what the AI did. It was just as obsessive as the original Chucky was with Andy.
Yeah, I want to help you.
So here was just like, oh, I want you to be happy. I'm going to do everything that you ask. Oh, you're unhappy? Oh, I'm going to take this out because it's making you unhappy. And I was just like,
that's right.
This is genius.
Same thing with social media, sending you likes, not sending you likes, holding back likes. All of these things that are in our society are making it's so weird that this movie is creating this conversation because I sat down and I was like, oh Lord, what are we in for?
Yep.
And then I'm like, they actually did the best they could
with
this type of movie.
Yeah, they did.
Because it's ridiculous, but they made it as believable as humanly possible.
Right.
There's no way it could be more believable than this.
The thing that like I said, I always try to think about the details, the little things, and the fact that like, all right, he's a little robot.
Yes.
Now it gives now if Chucky ends up in a corner somewhere, it's not like, how did you get over there? It's like, oh, he's a robot. Like, that's what he's going to do. So now it's just like everything that he's doing, it makes sense and it makes it believable where you're just not like, oh, Chucky just ended up somewhere. How, in all these horror movies, things happens that you're just like, come on, that's not going to happen in real life.
Yes.
But they gave the whole platform where Chucky could do all these things and you're not going to bat an eye. You're not going to second think it. So it just made it that much better.
And it had those still weird doll experience. I remember my niece had this like life-size Barbie, those big Barbies, and in her room, she used to have it in the corner, but it was near the bathroom. And something about Barbie doll's eyes, I don't know if it's a sick person that makes these eyes, but in the dark, you can see the white in the pupil, and it's like it's always following you.
Right.
And when I went to go pee, I'm like, this bitch watching me piss. Nah, bitch watching me piss. Like, and you get that around dolls. It's like I've turned dolls around because I felt like it's looking at me.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna burn every doll in the house.
All right, good luck. Good luck. You know what the creepiest part was for me? All right, so, and it's so funny because looking at it, I'm just like, man, like, there's sometimes in the movie where they do something for no reason, and it's just like, ooh, that's just there just to get you, like,
yeah.
So when like you said, when he's in the dark and he's looking at him and he's replaying killing the cat, like I was just like,
that's some sinister shit.
Yo, you know what you're doing to that kid right now? Which, the kid, a phenomenal actor. I mean, not that he's just like a great actor, but this kid was crying on command.
Yes, he was.
Both eyes.
Yes.
I was like, oh, okay, he's. They was just like, cry, got the part, him. Right there.
I also like as serious as they took it, they didn't take it that serious.
Yes,
also,
exactly.
There was still some lightheartedness, and I laughed a lot.
Yeah,
we were in the theater together. I laughed a lot. I don't know if that was a coping mechanism because I was like, oh, it's kind of creepy, but then I was also laughing like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
because one thing you learn about like script writing is they know that people who are watching the movies are movie watchers.
Right.
So they kind of play to the fact that you're a movie watcher.
Right.
And they also play to the fact that, oh, you thought this was going to happen, so we did this. Right. And you thought this was going to happen, so we're going to do that so that the next time you think something's going to happen, we're going to surprise you with it not happening.
Right, exactly.
And they did that.
Yeah, they did that. Gave you some rope-a-dopes.
Yes.
Yeah, led you over here,
I knew that guy was going to be crazy at the end. They kind of let you know what he was doing.
And it's Aubrey Plaza is good.
First
playing
of all,
the mother.
Aubrey Plaza's hot.
Yeah, she is. But she's real crazy. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But she did a great role playing the mom.
She did a great job.
I forgot the guy's name. Paperboy from ATL.
Tyree
something Henry something.
Yeah.
Playing the cop. I like him as an actor. I think he's great.
Yes. We've actually watched him a couple of times.
Widowers. What else?
White Boy Rick.
But yeah, I mean, phenomenal actor. He does a good job.
This is the third movie we had with Tyreek.
God, man, maybe we should do a
interview.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm gonna find him.
Tag him. We don't even know his damn name.
We're gonna find him. We're gonna know his name
That's
soon.
Right. We're gonna find him.
It's gonna be right here at the bottom on the YouTube video.
Right here, right there.
If you're just listening to it, go check out the YouTube video so you can see it.
Go check out the visuals and tell us what you think.
That's like a personal plug. Like
that's
we plugged ourselves into the
that's really that's our first ad.
Yep.
Our ad is that.
We added on to us.
That's right.
Right? I like it. Okay.
Child's Play.
I mean, What else about AI? I mean,
They made it so relevant. They made it so present. I'm really, really. I was. I'd watch it again,
yeah, I'd watch it
which
again.
I didn't expect me to go into that. I thought it was going to be like, oh, we were going to like bomb it
Yeah,
because I'm like, people mess it up all the time, but it's the people who did it.
right. Yes.
I actually didn't watch it yet. I'm gonna watch it this week because
this
we're gonna do the chapter 2.
This is like a weekly thing now. You say something and I'm just like shocked. Like how?
I gotta watch it, and it's on.
Last week it was Chick-fil-A.
Well, you know what happened
else?
because it's on demand, but it's like my wife doesn't like horror films, and I can't watch it with the kids up.
Right.
So it's like it's gonna have to be like I push while she's around to watch it, or I have to be like at home alone watching it. So it just doesn't work out. But
How did you like the preview of the second one?
it looks great. It makes me want to watch the first one.
Oh, I guess you should watch it.
I gotta watch the first one because we got to do chapter 2.
Yeah.
But the comedy was good.
Yeah, it was
They killed
lighthearted.
Medea.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, guys. Spoiler.
Yeah, don't worry. Look, it's Chucky.
Yeah.
You know everyone gonna die.
But the comedy was good.
Yeah, she was a great mother too.
I know.
You know, I was like, oh, look at Nana out there being all nice and stuff. And look, when she got the gift, I was like, man, she gonna open it in 5 minutes.
Open it.
You know, everyone gonna open the
She
gift,
gonna open it.
and then she gonna tell her son, don't play with that little white boy.
She's so sweet. Yo, the showdown. Okay, I don't remember the original Child's Play that well.
All right.
I remember pieces of it. I know the whole essence. Was there a showdown like that at the end of the original
Okay,
one?
so the end of the original, remember he's it happens in the house, basically.
Oh, okay, that was a showdown.
And that's what they should have did. See, now you're throwing it back because I remember the scariest part about the first one. Like everything happens and you're just like, ooh, this is scary.
Yeah.
But when he got thrown into the fire and he's burnt up and he comes out, that's what they
okay,
should
yeah, I
have
can
did.
see
Now I'm
that
thinking
being-
about it. Oh, and I like the thing that it didn't quite do it for me. Like, all right, so there was a bunch of things that I was looking for. I'm glad the stuff that I didn't remember that I got. But the one thing I really wanted to hear was him screaming. Like, you know, that
yeah.
Chucky, like, I didn't get enough of that.
Yeah.
And I mean, granted, they got one of the best voice actors in the game.
Who was that?
Mark Hamill.
Oh, wow.
Luke Skywalker.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I didn't realize that he makes probably just as much money in voice acting as he does Star Wars. And that's a lot of money. You know, he's
That's easy work.
he's the Joker from the animated Batman series.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So he's got so many different like lead acting. I'm surprised Disney hasn't tried They own
They own it all.
Lucas. I forgot. They own
own it all.
Lucasfilms. I guess
own it.
Disney does have him.
Yeah, they
But
do.
I'm surprised he hasn't done like a Pixar movie or something.
Yeah.
And maybe he has. It's just that he's so known for all the other voice acting stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's got so many top notch stuff. So, but Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, y'all, he was the voice of Chucky.
It's a fun watch.
Yes.
It's fun to watch with another person and engage. It's a good date movie
Definitely.
because it's like you could laugh and be horrified about it,
Yeah.
whether it's your coping mechanism or you really just think certain things are funny.
Just tell her it's not that scary. You can watch
It's
it.
not that. I don't think it's supposed to be that scary. I think the creepy part is when you come home and you look how connected you are.
Yeah.
That's the creepy moment.
I put it to this way. It's for me, like for the last 20 years, like all like the new stuff after like let's say the famous characters, all the new stuff is probably better than Final Destination. Like
Okay.
Final Destination was such a big cult thing. Like
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
loved it. And it was like it wasn't terrifyingly scary.
No.
It wasn't this, it wasn't that, and the deaths or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean like for that, like it's way better than that like era. Yeah.
There was enough blood in there.
Yeah, definitely.
The showdown was fun.
Yeah,
The
it was.
showdown was fun.
Got the kids in there. So I was like, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
They played up the connectedness of things and the network and the cloud and all these things that we use that we really don't understand.
Right.
We're looking for AI. We're looking to be connected because people sell us on how it'll make our life easy.
Right.
But do you really, really want a smart fridge? Like, do you really need a
you don't need
microwave
a-
that
you-
does it itself?
Yeah, there's certain things you don't need. Like everyone's extra. Like
Yes.
we'll put it this way. I understand.
Yes.
There's not. I mean, for what reason do you really need a smart fridge? I mean, other than like, all right, I want to see what I got in there.
Yeah.
Or maybe when I'm grocery shopping, I want to see so I know what
Yeah.
I'm getting if I miss
Yes.
something. But I mean, as far
People
as
been grocery shopping for years, and it's like you'll survive.
right, you've been doing it so far.
If you forget the milk, you can just go back.
Right. I don't know. Like, for what reason would you need a smart washer and dryer when you still got to take the clothes out the washer and put them back in the
It's
dryer?
not that smart.
Right. Like, I think about stuff like that.
It's really not that
Unless
smart.
you got like the 2-in-1. You
Yes.
got the washer dryer.
And it
you
shoots down. Imagine if it shot down
see?
into the dryer.
See? That one works too.
But I mean, because I have something that's almost a smart washer and dryer, and the only thing it really does is just save you on water a little bit
Right.
by the way they have the spin cycle. But I mean, but then you don't want all of these things connected, because then your smart dryer turns into something that could burn your house down.
See?
You know?
Mm-hmm.
See, this Chucky movie got me messed up.
All right, let's go unplug everything.
Because
I
we're
got
all
you.
connected. My laptop connected to my phone, connected to my iPad. I'm all clouded up.
All right.
I am clouded up.
You up in the clouds.
Listen, as soon as the loose cannons pop off, dick pics are gonna be everywhere.
They all gonna get you. I see.
That's how we know we made it.
Yep, you're right. So in case y'all wondering and looking,
Listen, if it pops up, it's
and
like
if you got it,
we
it's
hit the
his.
millions. We hit the millions. We hit the millions.
It's Justin's though.
It's
just so y'all
mine.
know.
It's mine. It is what it is.
I use Polaroids with it.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
I got hard copies.
Listen,
literally.
if you see mine next to a wine bottle,
And, you don't do the remote one.
you gotta do the proper ratio. I mean, it's not a huge wine bottle. It's like a dessert wine bottle. It's,
we definitely need to tag this not safe for children.
not
This
safe
episode.
for
This
children.
episode is not safe.
Parental, child's play, but
Right.
not for children. Not for child.
Take them to see the movie. Don't take them to
Yes.
listen to the Loose Cannons
Yeah,
podcast.
they probably shouldn't even see the movie
Right.
either.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, was it PG-13? No,
It's a lot of blood,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. They kind
it
of
wasn't cursing.
no. They kind of just show like. They kind of move away. It might be
yeah.
PG-13 for that
might be,
reason,
yeah.
because they don't. It's not hugely gory,
Right.
And even like the sexual nature of parts weren't even sexuals, like alluding to
Yeah.
sexual nature. Shorty was mad cool.
Oh.
The young lady hero
Oh yeah,
who was like the toughest of them all.
yeah. She'll be in part 2.
She'll be in part 2.
Yeah.
Well, we know now. We know for sure.
Yeah.
There's a part 2.
Yeah.
It's too good, and once this gets out, and once people start talking about this,
Mm-hmm.
once the whole Toy Story,
Yeah, but
dust settles,
the only reason
people
why
won't be watching
the only
this.
reason why I could see that a sequel won't happen is that this has been the worst start to the summer movies in like a decade.
got you.
All the movies that they're like, oh, going to do good, they've been like not getting it.
I'm telling you, and that's a part of our mission, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't just end in the 2 hours. That's
right.
why we have this hat, Make Cinema Great Again.
Yes.
Because the conversation is just as important as that 2-hour experience. It's about when you're out on the date with the shorty and you go watch the movie, and what y'all talking about over dinner.
Yep.
When after the movie you've just watched, what conversations do you guys have? What do you take away from the movie? It doesn't have to be a message. It could just be something interesting, something you caught, something a person didn't catch. That's the point of this podcast. Perfect plug.
Yes.
All right, so let's give our ratings.
Okay. Cool.
Cannons ratings, guys. Out of 5 cannons, what do you give?
I gave it because it was playful, and I feel like it definitely again exceeded my expectations. I'm actually gonna give it a 3.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3 because I expected 2 or less,
yes.
and it's not quite a 4.
No, it's not a 4.
And I think for me it's a 3.
4 is a really good movie. 5 is a great
Right.
masterpiece. I'm gonna give this a 3.5 because it exceeded my expectations.
Yes.
I had fun.
Yes, definitely did.
I had fun watching it. I had my popcorn, and I just enjoyed my time. And it's a movie that you want to say, please go watch this so
Yeah.
we can talk about it too.
I know, right?
Because it's like it didn't try to go too deep, but it was making kind of a statement.
Yes.
It was making a statement. We're going to talk about those statements.
Yes.
So you gave it a 3. I gave it a 3.5. That means, ladies and gentlemen, the canons are saying, go see the damn
Go
movie.
see it. I mean,
Go
look.
see
I'm
the
gonna let
damn
you
movie.
know if I give it a 2 or less, chances are I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you not see it.
Wait for Redbox
Yeah.
if you want to. That
You
day.
and you already know me. Look, if you are independent like I am,
Yeah.
ain't nobody gonna be able to tell me not to watch something I want to see. So
That is true. That is true.
I just give you my ratings based on how I like movies.
You can't always go see a good movie. You gotta see bad movies to know what good movies are anyway. But this was a 3.5 on our scale. Go check it out. Now, every week, ladies and gentlemen, every week,
Yes.
we sit down and we dissect. We take out a topic from these movies.
Yes.
Okay? And Child's Play has some interesting things looming and going on. All right? We're going to start with one topic: toxic relationships.
Yes. Let's make this
Toxic
a quick one.
Andy, the main character.
Yes.
I guess he's just moved with his mother to
Yes.
another place. He had really didn't have any friends.
Right.
Really didn't have any friends.
You could tell that he's of this generation. He's
Yes.
obsessed with his phone in the beginning.
Obsessed with his phone. Not very good at social interaction. Not very good at making that first step. So the mother ends up giving him the doll.
Yep.
And the doll becomes his everything.
Right.
Becomes his best friend, where he takes everywhere. And he becomes dependent on the doll, and the doll becomes
Obsessive.
obsessive. So we're here to talk today about relationships
Yeah.
and
These
toxic relationships and people
Whether they're
obsessing
family, friends, relationship,
or
I think-
things.
or things. You're right. Or things.
Or
I
things.
think that people have all had someone who has been either too much, draining, manipulative.
Yep.
You know, all these things in which you're just like, man, like, what is this other person giving to the relationship?
Yeah.
I think that's a tough thing, especially because you learn that as a kid. That
Yep.
You kind of mimic some things that your parents have,
Uh-huh.
pop or other adult figures, or even when you're missing out and you finally get a friend,
Yeah.
and then you become like so obsessed.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Where are you at?
yeah, that's
Where you going?
and that's the worst. Like,
And you want to be around them all the time.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It's a tough slope because when you're learning how to interact as a child,
Yes.
especially like you have Child's Play where in the first one, like Chucky's telling him all these things to do because he moved to Chicago in
Yes.
the first one and he has no friends, doesn't
Yep.
know anything, and his only friend who's really talking to him is Chucky.
Yep.
And he's this evil older dude who did voodoo on this
Yes,
doll.
on the
So
doll,
now
yep.
he's telling him how to get around, how to do this. Sometimes people are bad influences.
Yes.
You kind of got to find that out early.
Absolutely.
So I mean, like you're in a place now where when you become an adult, now you have all these things that, this is how a relationship is really supposed to be, and now you got to get rid of all
Gotta
these
get it
bad
out of
things. Yeah, so it's kind of tough, that dynamic where you
Yes.
got to kind of figure out. I mean, I've had a couple toxic relationships in my life and friends, family, but you got to know how to weed them out. What do you
Yes.
think about that?
I think presently it's interesting because I think one of the most toxic relationships is our relationship to our phone and
Yes.
some of the apps that are in our phone. If you look at social media, let's say we're on Instagram.
Yes,
But we understand, I think we're even more increasingly understanding the danger of Instagram. We're plugged in a way where, of course, we're trying to get more subscribers, more followers, and more likes, but also understanding the danger of that dopamine hit.
Yeah.
That dopamine hit that you're going and you're searching and you're constantly on your phone. You want to see, did this person like my page? Did they leave a comment? All of these things that are kind of now exacerbated because at least the toxic relationship had to be a person to person.
right.
Now you could have had 4 toxic relationships. Now it's 4,000.
Right.
Because now you're plugged into so many people. In this era of social media, people are having fun being negative.
Right.
Because they don't have to be in your face. So a lot of it is coming not as positive reinforcement, but negativity.
We're in the era of the troll.
We're in the era of the troll, and the troll is becoming cool.
Yep.
Not actually a person who's making interesting jokes, not a person who's bringing up interesting topic, but a person who's just being mean to be mean.
It's new age bullying.
New age bully, except they can bully all types of people. They could bully celebrities, they could bully family members, they could bully thousands of random people for the sake of grabbing attention. And those people are becoming cool.
Yep. That was honestly, that's the thing that stopped me from last year from reaching my dream. I was going to become an Instagram model, but you know, I changed my mind. So.
Yeah, that was the only thing.
Yeah,
that was the only thing. That was the only.
I was like, yo, Instagram model, a podcast. I was like, we should do the podcast. I can kind of deal with it better. Instagram modeling, not for me today.
Because they wasn't ready though.
Yeah, no, they're not.
They wasn't ready. They wasn't ready.
We get out of the era of the troll, I'll reconsider.
Yeah.
You know.
Because it's so negative. You don't deserve that negative.
I can't do it. Not in my life.
You're sensitive anyway.
Thank you.
You're an artist.
At least you know. Speaking about sensitivity,
we sensitive about our shit.
We here for it. You know. I mean, but toxic relationships. I mean, but this, like you said, the whole device thing that leads us. Like you said, that leads us into the whole AI conversation because now you're, like you said, you're connected to all these people, and now you want people to know what you're doing at the time. But I mean, then a lot of people are faking it. That's like a big thing also. People are trolling. You don't know what to believe, what not to believe. Are we really watching these movies?
Are we?
No, we are. But you know, but at this point, like everything's connected. So it's like, all right, but now does that connect us to other people, or does it just connect us to the?
We're not connected to people.
You know?
We're connected to perceptions and ideas because those aren't the true people. We're connected with people's representatives. Everybody seems happy on social media. Most people seem happy, and then even the ones that are sad on social media seem to be just trying to grab attention through their sadness. You know, what's real is very hard to decipher in social media to the point where most of it isn't real, because in order to see the fullness of a person, you have to see the ups and downs, and social media does not do that.
Right.
People are not recording their ups and downs.
And that's one of the things that I was going to say. It's like everyone, especially having that idea like, oh man, look at this person's life, and now you become envious of this person's life, but you don't know the stress or the things. Because at the end of the day, like, why am I going to show off the bad things? You know? Why am I going to show off the struggles? Why am I? And I mean, like, that skews people's perception of what real life is, and then they're like, damn, am I the only person who's struggling out here?
Well, yes, and that's the problem. Is like everybody's perpetuating this idea, and still those same people are feeling some way about the other people, because even though they're lying about their life, they don't realize that the other people are lying about their life, and they're looking at this guy who has the Ferrari and Maserati, and that shit is getting repoed.
Right.
You understand? They're looking at this guy who has all the sneakers, and all of them are fake.
Yep.
You understand? He's ran up in so much debt. We're looking at these people, and we don't have a true perception, and that skews our perception of self. So now you have a self-loathing. Now you feel worse. Now you say, you know, I'm not doing great, but everybody else is. Everybody's on vacation.
Right.
How come I can't afford vacation? Actually, they have a $20,000 credit card debt. They've just been charging their vacation.
Right. But that's the other thing I was going to tell you. Oh, you know, I travel a lot. And
Yes.
I mean, I really travel. I don't fake travel.
He be out here.
He
He got
and
them stamps.
Yeah. So what I've heard now, this is what Instagram travel bloggers have been doing, or travelers in general, is just that they'll go someplace, they'll take as many pictures as they can, as many different outfits, so that later on throughout the year, they can post about different locations they've been at.
It's not even their life.
And it's not their life. People who are going out, renting the cars for a week, taking the pictures with the cars to say that they just bought a new car, this, that, and the other, to bring it back at the end of the week.
Now, what's the point of lying about the life but the fact that you already have a hole inside you that you're trying to fill with people hitting the like button?
So I have an idea about this. I have a theory of why this happens.
Go.
All right, so I don't know if you ever heard about the Gilded Age. Like, it was a time in Europe where these are all the paintings, statues of all these like fabulous people.
Yeah.
And it's just the idea that, oh, this is how we're all supposed to look. And this is what we're all supposed to do.
Yeah, the Statue of David.
And this is what started the whole, like, all right, now women have corsets when they go out in their gowns, and men are dressed a certain way, and this is 500 years ago.
Yeah.
600 years ago. And it's just like, all right, so it's just a recycling of that whole process.
In a different way.
Okay, so now, all right, now we all look, oh, this is how. And
All trying to look like Kim Kardashian.
You're looking at 1 to 2% of the population.
Yes.
And everybody thinks that this is how it's supposed to be.
And those
This is
people even
normal.
fluctuate
Right.
within their life.
And it's just like, all right, so now we're like, oh, well, if I'm supposed to. The report came out this week. Dad bods are sexier than six packs.
The loose cannons are bringing back the dad bods. God damn it.
Yo, dads with dad bods. Okay?
That's it. No abs.
Yep, I'm with it. I don't know. I mean, we're going to be called DDB.
That's
Dads
it.
for dad bods.
That's it.
All right? But, I mean, at this point, like, if you're not comfortable with who you are inside, no matter how good you look outside, you're never gonna feel good about
Very
yourself.
true.
You know?
Very true.
And I mean, I think that's the point of, like I said, the whole toxic relationship thing. Anything that's toxic in your life, you pretty much got to get rid of.
And I think what needs to be highlighted is that things that could seemingly be things that are supposed to help you through your low point can become toxic.
Right.
Especially things that you end up depending on and using so much. They could be presented to you, just like the Chucky doll, as something to just cope with you, to help you cope. Coping mechanisms can be dangerous because at the end of the day, there's nothing beats natural human interactions.
Exactly.
And that's face to face. That's when Lewis and I hit the movies, sit down together and have this conversation. And then we don't want us to be a coping mechanism for you when you just watch us on YouTube. We want to spark the idea for you to turn around and have that conversation at home.
Exactly.
Talk about the movie with your friends. Spark the conversations amongst human beings and other people. And so that's how we can use media to spark more actual conversations with people. So we want to be that spark across the airways. We don't want to be your coping mechanism like Chucky. And so that could be toxic when we're just hitting Facebook and to see who liked our picture, who saw our picture, Snapchat, who screenshotted this.
Oh, look at all my friends.
Look at all my friends.
I haven't seen them in 20 years.
I was literally driving these girls from somewhere. They graduated high school, and I was driving them probably to like a party or something. They were going to some festival, and the girl in the front, she was taking pictures of herself and taking pictures of the friends, but in between the pictures, she looked super sad. She almost looked like she didn't even want to really be out. But then when she pulled up the phone, she was trying to present this happiness. And it's so sad that we've become actors, and the stage and the television station becomes this Facebook and this Instagram and Twitter instead of just people being, you know, and just saying, you know what, I'm a person. I'm sad sometimes. I'm depressed sometimes. I'm happy sometimes, and I'm working on being happy more.
Right.
That's real.
Your goal daily should be, how can I get closer to happiness? How can I stay happy? How can I do this? Not how can I present it so that other people's feelings and thoughts about me make me feel better.
Yes.
Happiness is on the
Because
inside.
you're going to be disappointed if you're searching for other people to make you feel better.
To validate your happiness.
To validate your happiness.
It's crazy.
I don't have to swipe you in to be happy.
Nah, man.
Listen, you have access to that.
You're right.
Go be happy.
Exactly.
The loose cannons say go be happy.
Hey, go be happy.
Go be happy.
I'm with it.
Go be happy and burn your dolls.
Yes.
Burn them all.
I don't think I had a My Buddy since first Child's Play. That was it.
Do you ever?
Yes, I had a My Buddy doll.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you right now, he slept in my bed every day.
Yes.
Until that movie came out.
Yo.
That was it.
Wow.
I was like, I don't need no more. Look, I don't want no toys.
Burn your dolls.
good.
My daughter, this Christmas coming around, she asked me for a baby. A baby, a what? A what?
Nah, I'm good.
A baby better be a fake, not a baby alive. Nothing. Nothing in this house.
Oh yeah, and then Child's Play was the good guy doll. I've been saying My Buddy, 'cause that's the real My
yeah.
Buddy. It's
Yep.
a good guy doll.
The good guy.
And this one, it was just Buddy.
Yeah, it was just Buddy.
B-U-D-D-I.
My Buddy was the real doll.
Yeah.
That was
My Buddy and me.
Yo.
Kid sister.
The song in the movie.
Oh, yo.
Oh.
It got him glitching. I was like,
glitching.
I was like, whoo. Okay.
Wow. Listen, another great episode in the can.
Yes.
The Loose Cannons.
Loose
Bomb,
Cannons.
bomb, bomb, bomb. No justice, no peace.
And I'm Lou Rivers.
And we are the Loose Cannons every week. And we're doing this every week now, guys.
Every week.
We're hitting you with our conversations on entertainment,
Yes.
pop culture,
Yes.
politics,
Yes.
movies, and how they all intersect. You see how we get around.
And I
360.
haven't said this in a while, but is it life imitating art or art imitating life?
That's it.
Woohoo! Okay.
We are back,
Yes.
hitting you with the fire content. Hit us with the comment down below wherever you're watching us. If you're listening to us on Stitcher,
iTunes,
Podcast, SoundCloud. Let us know what you think about the content, and if you're on those platforms, check us out on YouTube.
Watch us.
Watch us. We got great visuals. It's not just Joe Rogan over there.
Yeah.
Okay, our podcast is over there. Also, check it out. Watch us grow as we get better and better and hit you with this content every week.
Like, share, subscribe.
We just want to thank you guys for sitting down with us.
Thank you.
Until next time.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.